Most people believe money is supposed to feel exciting, fast wins, big moves, loud results, something you can post, something people notice. But the truth is, the kind of money that actually changes your life long term, it doesn't feel exciting. It feels quiet. It feels repetitive. It feels almost boring. And that's exactly why most people never build it. Because we've been conditioned to chase feelings instead of results. We chase motivation. We chase inspiration. We chase that emotional high of, I'm about to change my life. But money doesn't respond to any of that. Money doesn't care how motivated you feel. Money doesn't care how inspired you are. Money doesn't care about your intentions. Money responds to one thing: behavior, repeated behavior. Over time, that's it. Not talent, not luck, not even opportunity. Because without the right behavior, even opportunity gets wasted. And this is where most people lose. Not because they're incapable, but because they get bored too quickly. They quit simple things because they don't feel powerful enough. They abandon consistency because it doesn't feel like progress. But here's the shift that changed everything for me. Wealth is not built in exciting moments. It is built in habits so repetitive, you stop noticing them. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 of those habits. Not the flashy ones, not the viral ones, not the ones that promise overnight success, but the ones that actually work. The ones that quietly build stability, then strength, then freedom. So if you're here for hype, you might get uncomfortable. But if you stay, you might change the way you see money forever. Let's begin. Habit 1. I track my money like a business owner. Most people think they know where their money goes, but thinking is not knowing. Thinking is guessing, and guessing is expensive. Because money doesn't disappear randomly. It moves in patterns. Patterns you can't see if you don't track. Little leaks. That daily snack you didn't plan. That small transfer you forgot. That subscription you never canceled. That impulse buy you justified in the moment. Individually, they look harmless. But together, they quietly drain your financial life. So I made a shift. I stopped treating my money casually and started treating it like a business. Every naira has a role. Every inflow is recorded. Every outflow is understood. Not sometimes. Not when I feel like it. Every time. At first, it feels like overkill, annoying, repetitive, unnecessary. But then something powerful happens. You stop guessing, and you start seeing. And when you can see clearly, you gain control. And control is where wealth begins. Because you cannot grow what you cannot measure. Habit 2. I delay lifestyle upgrades. This is the trap almost everyone falls into. You earn more, and immediately, your life expands to match it. Better phone, better clothes, better habits, higher expectations. It feels like growth, but it's not. It's just lifestyle inflation wearing a mask. Because if your expenses rise at the same speed as your income, you're not moving forward. You're just running faster on the same spot. So I do something that feels uncomfortable. When my income increases, I don't upgrade immediately. I pause. I let the money sit. I observe my behavior. I ask, do I actually need this? Or do I just want to feel like I've leveled up? Because that space, that gap between earning more and spending more, that is where wealth is created. Most people never experience that gap. They close it instantly, and that's why they stay financially stuck, even as their income grows. Habit 3. I remove decisions through automation. Here's something most people don't realize. Discipline is unreliable. Not because you're weak, but because you're human. Some days, you feel focused. Some days you feel tired. Some days you don't care at all. And if your financial system depends on how you feel, it will break. So I removed emotion from the equation. I built systems. Money moves automatically. Savings happen automatically. Investments happen automatically. Bills are handled without thinking. Because every time you have to decide, you create friction, and friction creates delay. And delay creates inconsistency. But automation? Automation removes negotiation. No, I'll do it later. No, just this once. No excuses. It just happens. And that's the difference. Wealth is not built by people who feel like it. It is built by systems that don't ask for permission. Habit 4. I embrace repetition. Most people are addicted to new strategies, new ideas, new opportunities, because new feels exciting. But money doesn't reward excitement. It rewards repetition, doing simple things, correctly, consistently, over a long time. But here's the problem. Repetition feels like nothing is happening, and humans hate that feeling. We want visible progress. We want confirmation. We want results we can see. But wealth doesn't work like that. It grows quietly, silently, in the background, until one day, it becomes impossible to ignore. And by that time, it has already been built. Habit 5. I master the power of no. This is less about money and more about identity. Because your financial life is shaped by your environment, friends, family, social pressure, you can afford it. It's just once. Why are you being so strict? And every time you say yes, you're not just spending money. You're reducing your future freedom. Because every yes has a cost. Not just now, but later. So I learned to say no. Not aggressively, not emotionally, but intentionally. Because no is not rejection. It's protection. Protection of your future options, your peace of mind, your financial stability. And most people don't realize this. Every unnecessary yes is a quiet step backward. Habit 6. I distrust excitement. If something feels financially exciting, I slow down immediately. Because excitement is dangerous. Not always, but often. Excitement clouds judgment. It creates urgency. It removes logic. It makes risky decisions feel smart. And that's how people lose money. Fast decisions feel powerful, but slow decisions build wealth. So instead of asking, is this exciting? I ask, is this logical, long-term? Because real wealth is boring. It's patient. It's calculated. It's quiet. And it doesn't need to impress anyone. Habit 7. I create space before spending. Impulse is one of the most expensive habits in the world because desire is temporary, but spending is permanent. So I don't trust immediate decisions. I wait, not forever, just long enough for emotion to fade, because when emotion fades, clarity shows up, and clarity saves money, far more than any budgeting system ever will. Habit 8. I keep my system simple. Most people overcomplicate money. Too many apps, too many rules, too many strategies, and complexity feels smart until real life happens. Then it breaks. So I simplified everything. Spend less than I earn. Save consistently. Invest regularly. Repeat. That's it. Because simple systems survive stress. Complex systems collapse under pressure. Habit 9. I protect before I grow. Most people focus on making money, but ignore losing money. And losses are silent. Bad decisions, emotional spending, poor investments. One mistake can wipe out months of effort. So I flipped the mindset. Before asking, how do I make more? I ask, how do I avoid losing what I already have? Because protection builds foundation, and foundation supports growth. Habit 10. I think in years. This one changes everything. Most people think in days. Short-term thinking leads to short-term decisions. But wealth? Wealth grows in years. So every decision I make, I run it through one filter. Will this still make sense years from now? If the answer is no, I walk away. And that one question eliminates most financial mistakes. Now look at all these habits together. None of them are exciting. None of them are flashy. None of them will go viral. But that's exactly why they work. Because most people avoid boring things, and wealth hides inside boring things. So if your financial life feels slow, if it feels repetitive, if it feels like nothing is happening, you might not be stuck. You might just be early. Because one day, the habits you repeated quietly will become results you cannot ignore. And when that happens, it won't look like luck. It will look like discipline. But you'll know the truth. It was never about motivation. It was never about excitement. It was always about what you did, consistently, when nobody was watching.